Oh, yes, I always try to make our guests happy and comfortable. I like to give them the sort of accommodation that really suits them. In here, for instance. This is where our Mr. Merton lives. Oh, he's very at home in here, he is. You see, he's a driving instructor.
That was an excerpt from The L-Shaped Room. Another in our series, a film worth remembering, which is more than can be said for the next half hour.
However, for the more tolerant listener, here's a sort of radio show which is beyond our ken. Among those taking part are Ira Shadabang, Mr. and Mrs. Harley and the Quins, Lady Sylvia Self-Starter.
She's easy to get off with.
To continue, Anthony Stepcock, and, of course, Mr. Kenneth Horne, whose pet budgerigar is now appearing in a new play called
Chirps with Everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenneth Horne.
Now, and welcome to Beyond Our Ken. Well, now, let me, as usual, tell you some of the things that have happened since we last met. On Monday, I was travelling home in the tube when a young girl became terribly anxious. Not because I was travelling on the tube, but because she'd been separated from her father, who apparently had been jammed in right at the other end of the carriage. She asked me for help, so I took the matter in hand and shouted at the top of my voice, "Pass father down the car, please." Tuesday, I had a very restless night. The trouble was I dreamt I was counting sheep and kept waking up. Wednesday, I attended a local séance. Well, now, we all sat round a table holding hands and hoping to get messages. As it happened, we didn't get any messages, but I did get 2 jolly good phone numbers. Thursday, I carried out a very unusual experiment. I crossed a guinea pig with a camembert, and for some peculiar reason got a Welsh rabbit. However, on Friday, my maid Prudence was dusting the top of my bookshelves when the stepladder broke. Well, I was just going to fetch another one when she suddenly shouted,
No, Mr. Horne, please. You can't leave me on the shelf like this.
Ever since, my neighbours given me some rather peculiar looks. Nevertheless, Prudence wasn't left on the shelf for very long because the whole thing suddenly gave way, which explains why there was a lot of hammering and banging coming from my flat later in the day.
Won't be long now, Mr. Horne.
You're doing very well, Figley, but are you sure you know what you're doing?
Mr. Horne, I've been responsible for joinery and woodwork for a lot of eminent people. Last year, the Prime Minister himself said he was most indebted to me.
Why was that?
I reshuffled his cabinet.
Well, I must say, I had no idea you were a qualified carpenter.
Oh, I'm a very well-known carpenter. Mind you, my son Norman here...
Hello.
He doesn't say much.
I never can with Dad around.
Belt up, Norm. As I was saying, him and me, we prefer to think of ourselves merely as common joiners.
Oh, I see.
Yes, you probably heard our theme song. Common joy. Common joy.
Yes.
Oh, don't want any more.
No, that's enough, I think. Well, whatever you like to be called.
I like to be called Cuddles.
Take no notice of him, Mr. Horne. Been overdoing the work lately. You fret too much, don't you?
You look a sympathetic sort, Mr. Horne. Dad doesn't understand. You see, I'm in love.
A load of muck he fills his head with.
Well, now, if it'll help at all, tell me about it, Norman. Who is it?
A girl.
Yes, Norman, but who?
Oh, it's some bit he was working for one day. We went round to reupholster her chaise lounge, and as soon as old Hot Lips here set eyes on her, oh, the feathers in his Robin Hood hat fairly bristled.
That's been coarse, Dad. It was a tender moment, Mr. Horne. She just brought our mugs of tea in, and as she handed it to me, our fingers became entwined in the handle. Our eyes met, and I'll never forget the way she said, "Do you take sugar?" A lump came into my throat.
You're going to lump on the head in a minute.
Now, Figley, don't be like that with the boy. It's obvious to me he's in love.
Filth! It's filth! That's what it is. Filth. Ooh! when I think of the way I tried to shelter that boy from all the wicked things in life. He was 16 before I'd let him read the woman's section of a laundry list. 16, I tell you. Oh!
But, Dad, I'm 34 now.
Well, this is all very interesting, but it's not getting my shelves finished.
No, you're quite right, Mr. Orr. Now, let's see, there's just one more to... Here, perhaps you'd help me.
Yes?
Just hold this nail in position.
Right, and when I nod my head, hit it.
Yes, ready?
Yes.
Right. You know, Mr. Orne, I wouldn't mind betting there's quite a few people who thought we were going to do that old one about hitting you on the head with my hammer.
Yes, I probably were, Figley. You've hit the nail right on the...
No! Mr. Orne, get up. Are you all right?
Oh, I can hear distant music and I think somebody's going to sing. Yes, it's Eileen Gourlay.
Control yourself, contain yourself, restrict yourself, restrain yourself, and always let tranquility be your goal. Control yourself, contain yourself, and if you can't, explain yourself, and try to act agreeably on the whole. Life is far too short to spend it in a huff. Try to be the sort of guy who laughs when things get rough. Control yourself, contain yourself. You can still remain yourself if you will let serenity in your soul. You must contain yourself, restrain yourself, and train yourself to gain your self-control. Control yourself, contain yourself, restrict yourself, restrain yourself, and always let tranquility be your goal. Control yourself, contain yourself, and if you can't, refrain yourself, and try to act agreeably on the whole. Life is just too great to waste it being sad. Try to imitate the guy who grins when things look bad. Control yourself, contain yourself, and soon you won't complain yourself if you will let serenity in your soul. You must control yourself, restrain yourself, and train yourself to gain your self-control.
Jolly nice, Eileen. Well, it's all right, Figley. I've come round.
Oh, so I see. They don't come any rounder.
Well, now that the shelves are finished, perhaps you'd help me put some of the books away
Oh,
again.
certainly anything to oblige. You're certainly very well read.
It's this new heating system, I think.
Oh, what a very good selection. Lovely selection of books here, Mr. Orne.
Can I help too, Dad?
You certainly can't. Might be something unsuitable here.
Well, nothing like that in my bookcase, Figley.
Oh, no, what's this then? Every boy's book of birds.
Come on. Put the books back.
Oh, here, this is interesting. The Rise and Fall of the Brixton Empire. That should be good. And what are these over here?
Now, don't you touch those. Those are my classics, the famous adventure stories of all time.
I wouldn't mind reading this one.
Well, Figley, we'll go one better and tell the story now.
Oh, would you really?
Stand by now for a hitherto unpublished tale of the Three Musketeers, or Don't Fence Me In. Featured in our story this week is the gay, light-hearted charmer Lady de Winter. When we first meet her, she is throwing a large ball in the Versailles Palace of Mirrors.
Oh la la, 7 years of bad luck.
And our heroes, of course, the inseparable Three Musketeers.
Pathos,
Didlos. An arrowroot.
Yes, they faced danger with a sword in their hands and a motto on their lips.
All for one and one for the pot.
a spirit of comradeship like this never existed before. We have a wonderful, what's the French for esprit de corps?
Nothing daunts us. Remember when Napoleon met defeat? Look how he carried on.
Yes, wasn't it dreadful? Such a little man, too.
These then were the Three Musketeers. Our story opens with our heroes engaged on their duties at the palace.
We are the Musketeers.
Ah, the glint of steel. Take that!
Look, Deadloss, 4 more behind you.
Ah! My wrist has not lost its cunning. Is that the lot accounted for?
Yes, that's the knives and forks done. Now let's wash the plates.
Oh, 'tis a knavish trick to coop 3 husky musketeers in a scullion scullery. We should be out swashbuckling.
It's all right for you. My swash got buckled a long time ago.
Quick, varlets, be about your duties. The Queen is approaching. Quickly, I said, you scurvy varlets.
We are not. We're a lovely, sweet bunch of violets.
Pray silence for Her Majesty.
Oh, I say, she does wear funny hats.
Insolent wretch! For that I could have you taken out and flogged.
You wouldn't get much for him.
We are your Majesty's loyal servants. We are the musketeers.
But there are only 3 of you.
Only 3? There must be some mistake. Deadloss, number all from the left.
Ah, there!
Draw. She's right, you know. Whatever became of D'Artagnan?
No matter. So you are the 3 Musketeers. What are you doing, wasting your time cooped up in the kitchen with the scullery maids?
We may be cooped up with the scullery maids, but we are not wasting our time.
Well, I have a fighting task for you to perform immediately. There is a plot afoot. It concerns me good name, me reputation, nay, me honor itself.
Oh.
Go at once to the chateau of the beautiful Lady de Winter. The diamond clasp which the king gave me, I gave to the Duke of Buckingham, who gave it to Lady de Winter. And if the king sees Lady de Winter, he'll know the Duke of Buckingham got it from me to give to the Lady de Winter, who'll tell the king how the Duke of Buckingham gave the clasp he gave to me to give to her.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Any questions?
Yes. Whatever became of D'Artagnan?
Enough! Ah. Here, the time has come for action. Help me on with my sword. Help me on with my helmet. But first,
yes,
help me off with this pinafore.
Right, man, to the horses and away.
Away!
Oh, 'tis grand to feel the wind whipping through our hair again.
Yes. Yes, whipped yours right away for a start. Oh, the horses are at full speed now.
Yes, it's been gallop for miles, but I am growing weary.
Don't stop now, Pathos. You won't be so tired once we catch the horses and get on them.
They seem to be galloping so much faster since we fitted their hooves with coconut shells.
We must press forward. We have a fight ahead of us.
Ah, yes. I have not drawn blood since this morning when I cut a man's face to ribbons with my trusty blade.
You were dueling?
No, I was shaving. Ah! Here is the chateau.
Oh, stay, harlots. What business have you with my Lady de Winter?
Ah, you must be the Duke of Buckingham.
I am indeed, and it's no use you proceeding further. My lady will not see such hobbledehoys as you.
Hobbledehoys, eh? You would insult the musketeers? I challenge you to a duel. We will meet at dawn. Have with you your seconds and your foils.
Yeah, and bring a couple of girls as well.
Enough! We have a rendezvous with the Lady de Winter. Stand aside.
Oh, all right. But you'll find my lady a difficult proposition. She's an awkward woman.
Ring the bell, Arrowroot.
Right, Pathos, I'll pull the cord.
What's that?
Me and my chateau.
Right, leave this to me. Madame de Winter, we have been sent by the Queen. We are ordered to fetch her diamond clasp, and we mean to get it. If necessary by force, violence, and bloodshed. What do you say to that?
Kiss me.
Madam, put my comrade down. Now, will you give us that clasp? The throne of an empire is at stake. A nation's history hangs on your decision. Well?
Kiss me.
No, no, milady de Winter, you cannot get rid of us that way. We have our duty. We are the Musketeers.
Whatever became of D'Artagnan?
We shall bandy no more words. You have the clasp concealed somewhere. What is in that jewelled snuff box?
Jewel de snuff.
A likely story.
We are desperate men. Don't thwart us.
I see that you are not to be diverted from your stern duty. Very well. What is your wish?
Kiss me.
No, Deadlock. Later. First, the clasp. Now, where have you put it, milady?
I have hidden it in a place no gentleman would dream of looking.
Where?
Between the pages of Ladies' Own Chat. It is there. It is there. In my boudoir. But you must not go inside.
Nothing can stop us now. Come, open the door.
No, please. You must not. There is something in there you should not see. Please. How can you say no to a poor, defenseless woman?
They're always saying no to us.
It's too late, madame. Break the door down, men. Aha! Look, over there.
Hello, chaps. Did you miss me?
So that's what became of D'Artagnan. And here are our 4 Musketeers of song, the Fraser Hayes 4.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Take an apple every day, go to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Be careful crossing streets, woo-hoo. Don't eat sweets, woo-hoo. Cut out meat, woo-hoo, or you'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum.
Don't go out with fancy girls
When you're on the spree, take care of yourself, you belong to me. You got a button, every button on your overcoat.
when the wind is free.
Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. And when you see an apple, buy an apple, eat an apple every day.
Go to bed by 3.
Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
Be careful crossing streets. Don't eat sweets.
You gotta cut out meat, woo-hoo. You'll get a pain and ruin your tum-tum. Don't go out with fancy girls when you're on the spree. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. When you're waking every morning, just remember to say, an apple every day keeps the doctor away. Take care of yourself, you belong to me.
So to the Kenneth Horne documentary feature, Hornorama. Yes, once again, Kenneth Horne and his team of investigators bring you a factual report on topics of immediate interest. And this week we present a close-up on television.
Will it ever replace entertainment? Well, now, first of all, let's talk to an average viewer. Now, you watch quite a lot, sir.
Oh, yes, I'm an average viewer. It's not much on the little screen that escapes me.
Now, what sort of things do you enjoy?
Oh, all sorts. Westerns, quiz games, Saturday night spectaculars, sports, serious discussions, news, weather forecasts.
Well, you must spend a tremendous amount of time in front of your television.
Usually, yes, but recently, I'm sorry to say, I haven't seen a sausage.
Oh, why is that?
There's something wrong with my set.
Well, now we're very privileged to meet a most important person behind the scenes in television. How do you do, sir?
How do you do, sir? Thank you very much for asking.
Not at all. Now, I believe that you are the... You...
Thank you.
Not at all, as I said. Delighted.
Nice
Now, I believe that you are the duty officer at the television centre.
Yes.
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 And you're responsible for dealing with the complaints that come in.
That's true, yes, sir. Yes.
What are these complaints about mainly?
Filth, sir. Yes. People objecting to some of the things said in the programmes. There was a play on the other night, and I got a flood of calls because of the word keyhole.
Well, I can't see anything wrong with keyhole.
No, you wasn't looking through it. Oh, I go on about anything, you know.
So all in all, you're kept pretty busy.
Oh, yes.
Very busy.
Yes. And tonight, I don't mind telling you, I'm anticipating a load of trouble. The exchange at Cheltenham will be fairly buzzing, and I've had to employ extra staff. I've had to employ extra staff for the occasion.
Well, whatever's on tonight, then?
It's a talk on the bloody tower.
Finally, we turn to our panel of experts in Hornorama who are waiting to discuss a random question on this week's topic. Top of the table, the Loch Ness monster, Rafe Robertson.
Good evening. I must confess I yearn for the beautiful scenery of my own country and for heather and myrtle, two of the nicest girls you could wish to meet.
Next, someone who we feel really deserves a hit, Ricky Livid.
Hello, now.
Hello.
Now, once again, the lady who spends so much time at her cooker, Fanny by gaslight, Fanny Haddock.
Hello there. I tried an exciting dish this week, and it's all in, my darlings. The preparations. A touch of garlic, red peppers, green peppers, thinly sliced onion, 1 or 2 cloves, and just a dash of lemon juice. It is delicious. Best porridge you've ever tasted.
All right, lastly, it's the old rake himself, Arthur Fallowfield.
Well, I don't mind telling you I'm very proud of myself today. On the way here, I saved a young girl from being attacked.
How?
I controlled myself.
Thank you very much. That's our team of experts, and so to this week's question. And this week's question comes from...
Desmond Derriere.
You're from an English family?
Yes, I'm one of the London Derrieres, actually. And I should like to ask the team what, in their opinion, should be the content of the new third television channel.
Thank you, sir. All right, now, Rafe Robertson.
Well, I don't know, really. I'm fairly open-minded about television, and I don't see why we shouldn't have both culture and entertainment. I do a tremendous amount of viewing of all sorts of programs, but unfortunately, it's impossible for me to ever see my favorite personality.
Who's that?
Me.
Well, you haven't missed much. Now then, Ricky Levy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think there's no question about it. I mean, a new channel should cater for the teenagers. They don't want all these educational programs. No, the music mate is so we can sing, dance, and have a bit of a giggle with the birds.
I'm sorry, I don't quite know what that means. Having a bit of a giggle with the birds?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't say really, but I'll tell you one thing.
What's that?
Well, I mean, I like the necking.
All right, now, how would you use the third channel, Fanny Haddock?
Well, of course, I couldn't disagree more with Ricky Livid. Give me culture every time.
Yeah, you could do with it.
I want to improve myself.
You could do with that, too.
You know, I am always willing to learn all the time. The trouble with most conversation today, it is so limited. We don't use the English language properly. With a wider command of words, we could all express ourselves better.
I agree.
Shut your gob.
I am... I suppose you'd like to see more cooking demonstrations, too.
Oh, but of course. Teach the people how to appreciate good food.
That's all you think about, ain't it? Food? I mean, I bet you don't know any of the top 10.
Ah, there, Mr. Libby, that's where you're wrong. Every night after dinner, I always listen to one of them.
Which one?
The Wayward Wind.
All right, now let's hear from you, Fallowfield.
Well, I think the answer lies in the soil. I mean, get the cameras down to the country. Capture the drama of life in a village community. Believe me, there's a Sunday night play down every country lane after dark. Oh, yes, I could tell him a thing or two.
That's it once again. This is Kenneth Horne saying goodbye for now and leaving you with this thought from Melissa in Leominster. Is it right to have a foxtrot at a hunt ball? Cheerio.
You've either been listening to or have just missed Beyond Our Ken, a sort of recorded radio show in which you heard Kenneth Horne, not to mention Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden, Bill Pertwee, the Fraser Hayes Four, Eileen Gourlay, and the BBC Variety Orchestra conducted by Paul Fennelly. Eric Merriman wrote the script, and the show is produced by John Simmons.